Hi, friends. Shabbat Shalom. It is so good to be with you again after another really long and challenging week. And it is so nice to be here with Rachel Mylan. Welcome back to Temple Emanuel.
Thank you. Thanks for having me. I'm having a great time.
Absolutely. I say nice to be here with you, although we are 2,000 miles apart or so, 1,500 miles apart. Temple Emanuel is in Tempe, Arizona, and you are in Chicago. Actually, a lot of our synagogue members hail from Chicago. More specifically, where's home?
So I grew up in the south suburbs of Chicago, Homewood, Flossmoor. And now I live with my husband and our daughter in an area called Portage Park, which is northwest corner of the city. About as far north as you can go and still be in the city before you hit the suburbs.
So if anyone watching this is from either of those two places, let me know and we'll play some Jewish geography together. But now it's time to let ourselves enter into Shabbat and let Shabbat enter into ourselves by being fully present to this moment and whatever it brings, by allowing ourselves to relax and settle in and set aside 30, 45 minutes of just peace and tranquility, to let distractions go away, knowing that we can address them later, and just to be with one another and with the music and the ideas of the prayer book. I hope you have candles ready. If not, you can borrow ours. But let's begin with Yedid Nefesh as we move into the spirit of Shabbat.
Yedid Nefesh, Av HaRachaman, Av HaRachaman. Meshoch Avdecha, El Ratzonecha, El Ratzonecha. Yarutz Avdecha, Kemoayal, Ishtachaveh, El Muladarecha. Yedid Nefesh, Av HaRachaman, Av HaRachaman. Meshoch Avdecha, El Ratzonecha, El Ratzonecha. El Ratzonecha.
Let's prepare ourselves to light Shabbat candles. As these Shabbat candles give light to all who behold them, so may we, by our lives, give light to all who behold us. As their brightness reminds us of the generations of Israel who have kindled light, so may we in our own day be among those who kindle light.
Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kitshanu b'mitzvotav, v'tzivanu lehadlik ner shel Shabbat.
Amen. And now Shiru Ladonai. This version was written by Julie Silver.
Shiru Ladonai Kol Haaretz. Shiru Ladonai Shir Chadash. Shiru Ladonai Kol Haaretz. Shiru Ladonai Shir Chadash. Sing unto God all the earth a new song. I will sing unto God a new song. Sing unto God and we'll all sing along. All the earth a new song unto God. Shiru Ladonai Kol Haaretz. Shiru Ladonai Shir Chadash. If you feel like singing a harmony at home, you can do this. Shiru Shiru Ladonai. Shiru Shiru Ladonai. Sing unto God all the earth a new song. I will sing unto God a new song. Sing unto God and we'll all sing along. All the earth a new song unto God. Shiru Ladonai Kol Haaretz. Shiru Ladonai Shir Chadash.
Let's continue with Chatzi Kaddish. In English, that's called the Reader's Kaddish.
Yitkada v'yitkadash Shemei Rabbah, v'yamad yivrachirtei v'yamlich malchutei, b'chayechon u'b'yomechon u'v'chayedecho Beit Yisrael. Bagala, bagala, u'v'zari, v'yimeru, amen. Yishmei Rabba Mevarach, Le'olam u'almei amaya, Yitbarach, v'yishtabach, v'yitbar v'yitromam v'yitnaseh, v'yitadar, v'yitaleh, v'yitala, Shmei d'Kudesha B'richu, Le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata, Tushbechata v'nechemata, Damiran Melma, Ameru, Amen.
As we prepare ourselves to rise for the Barchu, the official commencement of the service, we remind ourselves this following Rav Kook. There is one who sings the song of his own life, finding everything within himself. There is one who leaves the circle of herself and sings the song of her people. There is one whose voice rings with the song of humanity, hoping for the highest perfection. And there is one who rises even higher, uniting with all creatures, with all worlds, filling the universe with song. Nivarech, let us bless.
Lai, 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 Yai lai yai lai 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 lai. Yai lai lai yai lai lai lai. Yai lai yai 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 lai lai. Yai lai 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 yai lai 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 lai. Yai lai 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 lai. Yai lai 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 yai lai 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 lai. Yai lai 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 lai. Barechu et Adonai. Baruch Adonai HaMevorach Le'olam Va'ed. Yai lai 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 yai lai 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 yai lai.
And if you are standing, please stay standing for the Shema, and then we'll be seated with Ve'ahavta.
Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Baruch Shem Kevod Malchuto Le'olam Va'ed. ואהבת את אדוני אלוהיך בכל לבבך ובכל נפשך ובכל מאודך, והיו הדברים האלה אשר אנוכי מצווך היום על לבבך, ושיננתם לבניך ודיברת בם בשבתך בביתך ובלכתך בדרך ושוכבך ובקומך, וכשרתם להיות על ידיך, והיו לטוטפות בין עיניך, וכתבתם על מזוזות ביתך ובישעריך, למען תזכרו ועשיתם את כל מצוותיי, והייתם קדושים לאלוהיכם. אני אדוני אלוהיכם, אשר הוצאתי אתכם מארץ מצרים, להיות לכם אלוהים. אני אדוני אלוהיכם.
Sing the song of men and women, joined in understanding and respect. The song of God's miracles, an earth protected and cherished, a gift for our children and the generations to come. The song of a land once ravished by war, now quiet and content, her soldiers home to leave no more. The song of a world redeemed, the song of peace. Let's continue now with Hashkivenu and Vishamru.
Hashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu l'shalom, l'shalom. Ve'ha'amidenu shomreinu l'chaim. Ufros aleinu simchat shlomecha, ufros aleinu simchat shlomecha. Amen. Baruch atah Adonai haporei sukat shalom. Shalom aleinu ve'al kol amo Yisrael. Baruch atah Ata Adonai haporei sukat shalom. Shalom aleinu ve'al kol amo Yisrael. Ve'al Yerushalayim ve'al kol amo. Ve'al Yerushalayim shalom. Ve'al Yerushalayim ve'al kol amo. Ve'al Yerushalayim shalom. Baruch atah Adonai haporei sukat shalom. Shalom aleinu ve'al kol amo Yisrael. Ve'al Yerushalayim. V'shamru b'nei Yisrael et HaShabbat לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. ביני ובין בני ישראל אותי לעולם. כששת ימים עשה אדוני, עשה אדוני את השמיים ואת הארץ. וביום השביעי שבת ויהי נפל.
It's time for the Amidah, traditionally said standing, as has become our custom on these Zoom Shabbat services. We offer the opening all together, and then we take some silent time so that we can really each go at our own pace, pausing the recording if that makes sense for you, if you want more time. As collectively we take 10 deep breaths and go deep within, and then return to our prayers together. Please rise if it's comfortable for you to do so as we begin the Amidah.
Adonai sifatai tiftachu fi yagi tehilatecha. Adonai, open my lips that my mouth may declare your praise. Oh, say shalom, Bimroma. Oh, say shalom, Bimroma. Huyase, huyase shalom. Huyase, huyase, huyase shalom. Huyase, huyase, huyase shalom. Alleluia. May the one who makes peace bring peace down, bring peace down. May the one who makes peace bring peace down, bring peace down. May the one who makes peace bring peace down, bring peace down. May the one who makes peace bring peace down, bring peace down. Oh, say shalom. Roma. Oh, say shalom. Roma. Huyase, huyase, huyase shalom. Huyase, huyase, huyase shalom. Huyase, huyase, huyase shalom. Hallelujah. May the one who makes peace bring peace down, bring peace down. May the one who makes peace bring peace down, bring peace down. May the one who makes peace bring peace down, bring peace down. May the one who makes peace bring peace down, bring peace down.
Amen. We ask for peace to be brought down and healing as well, because we all know so many people who are hurting right now of mind, of body, of spirit, and they need our support. They may even be us. We need our support and commitment and prayers. Let us acknowledge that we are praying for the healing of Shotzi Abramson, Nanette Barkus, Rita Beckman, Dina Bedak, Denise Brown, Antoinetta Caputo, Denise Chandler, Dawn Cole, Jessica Ellsworth, Liz Fairman, Susan Fiore, Dee Force, David Foreman, Ricky Lynn Gans, Ed Geffner, Michael Glass, Corey Gustafson, Emily Harris, Deborah Harris, Carl Herman, David Hollander, Lee Hawkins, Tirza Haywood, Beverly Jones, Janice Calden, Marilyn Calden, Helen Kaplan, Bella Katzen, Stephen Katzen, Jeffrey Keene, Stephen Loeb, Daryl Lerner, Nelson Lerner, Nancy Levy, Jack Lichtman, Andrew Marks, Aileen Matlow, Jerry Mavrenak, Brittany Maxwell, Karen McKinney, Stephen Messer, Fiona Michael, Jennifer Mills, Audrey Muscali, Jessica Novick, Wendy Nudell, Leticia Pangupalan, Robert Patterson, Ronald Peck, Roz Perlman, Howard Ragwin, Nancy Salson, Lori Sellis, Jeffrey Craig Scheidel, Leslie Shahar, Devin and the entire Sharma family, Roger Sosha, Annie Stern, Gerald Traxler, Linda Traxler, Brad Valent, Judy White Hinkle, and Lucy Wright. Please, I ask you to say aloud the names of others that you are including in our collective prayer for healing as we offer this version by Debbie Friedman.
Mishabera Avotenu Lekor HaBracha Naimotenu. May the source of strife who bless the ones before us, help us find the courage to make our lives a blessing, and let us say, Amen. Mishavera Imotenu Mekor HaBracha Avotenu. Bless those in need of healing with refuah shlema, the renewal of body, the renewal of spirit, and let us say, Amen.
I watched in horror some 10 days ago as protests threatened to turn into riots on the streets of Santa Monica, California, just as they did across the country. Santa Monica is my hometown. Seeing it on the news was, quite frankly, surreal. I've crossed that intersection thousands of times. I know every curve of Ocean Avenue. When the police shot tear gas, I knew instinctively which way the wind would carry it. It was just wrong to watch my home from a distance. I was simultaneously right there and very far away. The clash reminded me and all Angelenos of 1992, the Rodney King riots. I was living in Spain that year. As the streets of my city caught fire, I longed to be back home, in the place where I was forged. I wanted to be marked, scarred even, by the events that rocked LA, that would become part of any telling of the story of the City of Angels. And yet I was far away, unable even to smell the smoke. That sense of away from home is a very Jewish one. The places we live, where we build our lives, are our homes. They are the cradles that form us, and we belong just as much as anyone else. And yet it seems a piece of us perpetually yearns for somewhere else. For Israel, the place where Jews are most fully realized. As Yehuda Halevi wrote from Spain in the 12th century, "My heart is in the east and I am in the uttermost west." We are Ivrim, crossers over. We know what it means to be in two places at once and to be nowhere. We have felt displaced since 586 BCE, when our capital was sacked and our leaders carted off to Babylon. Back then, as they crossed the famed twin waters of Babylonia, farther away from the promised land than any Jew had ever been before, they determined to remember it forever. If I forget thee, O Jerusalem, let my right hand wither, let my tongue stick to my palate, if I cease to think of you, if I do not keep Jerusalem in memory even in my happiest hour. And yet it was Jeremiah, the prophet who experienced the exile firsthand, whose own feet made the long trek, who reminded us to seek the welfare of the city to which I have exiled you, and to pray to God on its behalf, for in its prosperity shall you prosper. Even as we remember Jerusalem, we are simultaneously meant to take an interest in the lands in which we dwell and to contribute to their prosperity. We Jews have skin in this American game. How do we do that? We vote, of course. We donate to candidates and causes that activate our values. We march and we advocate. We ally with others. It's time to do all of those things here in our home, Temple Emanuel. Several of you in these past 2 weeks have expressed interest in our social action committee. I agree, it's time to expand and reinvigorate that team to learn and to do. We're exploring several new and concrete options, including civic engagement through the 2020 election, the promotion of sane gun laws, and support for African American-owned financial institutions. We are also considering a study group on racial justice. If you'd like to get involved with any of these initiatives or to help us organize, we welcome your participation and leadership. Please drop me a line. This is our nation, our state, and our city. This is also our community. We are faced with a choice: sit home and weep, or get to work together. Let me bring up the names of those who've passed away recently, because we are mourning for them and holding their families in our hearts. We are thinking especially of Jack Lamphere, Ed Koreski, Marty Abramson, Dolores Frankel, Perry Ratner, and Ruth Herman. And on this Shabbat, we mark the yortzeit of Sidney Burnell, Emmanuel Bloch, Mauro De Fonte, Lucille Dennis, Don DeVore, Linda Ferdig, Martha Feibel, Harry Friedlander, Peggy Glasgow, Lenore Gura, Cindy Hornick, Diane Husband, Sarah Korenfeld, George Korobkin, Abe Kurtz, Bob Couvent, Morton Leeds, Jeanette Lewick, Seema Miller, Linda Pearl, Beverly Page, Martin Parker, Charlie Rosenthal, Lillian Rosewater, Linda Rubenstein, Beatrice Sachs, Marilyn Sanch, Evelyn Schneider, Pauline Siegel, Leonard Spector, Henry Spilke, Mary Spinner, Marilyn Splansky, Julius Weiner, and Mayor Wolf. And who else? Who else are you thinking of now as we offer our collective Kaddish Yatom? Would you rise, please, if it is your custom to do so? Yitgadal v'yitkadash Shemei Rabbah, ve'alma divra cherutei v'yamlich malchutei, v'chayechon uvyomechon uv'chayedecho Beit Yisrael, ba'agala uvizman kariv v'imru Amen. Yehei Shmei Rabbah mivorach le'olam ulmei almaya. Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitromam v'yitnaseh. V'yithadar v'yitaleh v'yitalal shemei dekudsha brichu. Le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata. Tushbechata v'nechemata. Da'amiran be'alma v'imru amen. Yehei shlama rabba min shemaya. V'chayim aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael v'imru amen. Oseh shalom bimromav. Hu ya'aseh shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael v'imru amen. Zichronam livracha, their memories are blessings to all of us. As we ask God to bring peace to the world with Ose Shalom Bimromav. We ask that God help peace to descend to this world. We know that peace will return to all the lands of the earth. Let's conclude together. Od Yavo Shalom Aleinu.
Od Yavo Shalom Aleinu. Od Yavo Shalom Aleinu. Od Yavo Shalom Aleinu ve'al kulam. Od Yavo Shalom Aleinu. Od Yavo Shalom Aleinu. Od Yavo Shalom Aleinu ve'al kulam. Salam Aleinu ve'al kol ha'olam. Salam Shalom. Salam Aleinu ve'al kol ha'olam. Salam Shalom. Od Yavo Shalom Aleinu. Od Yavo Shalom Aleinu. Od Yavo Shalom Aleinu ve'al kulam. Od Yavo Shalom Aleinu. Od Yavo Shalom Aleinu. Od Yavo Shalom Aleinu ve'al kulam.
Here's wishing the whole world and each and every one of you Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.